question, okay? Allie, who has been the most influential person in your life?
I have to say my mother.
Your mother? Okay. Judson, what about you? Who has influenced your life the most?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather. Well, like Allie, and I recall Dr. Clark saying, my mother has been the most influential person in my life. And in order for you to understand how I became the Emily that y'all all know, you have to recognize that my mom directly impacted who I am. Really, it was, unavoidable. She carried me in her womb for 9 months, and then after I was born, she was with me 24 hours a day until I was a kindergartner. Then every day when I got off the bus, Mom was home, ready to talk about my day and to hear what I had learned and things like that. So she was very involved and always around. Through the rearing and discipline of my mom, she instilled 2 values in me which affect every aspect of my life, and that is to be honest and to be independent. As we all know, lying is not socially acceptable. This was one of the first things that my mother taught me. I can remember, maybe lying about hitting my little sister or saying something bad to a friend or another adult. Mom always knew the truth and that I was lying, and by the end of the conversation or before the spanking, she made sure that I was recognizing that I told a lie. So that was one thing that she made sure I knew from the get-go. The second thing about being honest is that I learned you have to make your yes be yes and your no be no. For me, just following my mother's example, whenever I say something, that equates as a verbal contract. And with a verbal contract, I commit myself 100% to whatever I say, whether it's good or bad. If I said it, you can hold me against it. Mom was very faithful in verbal contracts, especially when it came to spankings, because, if she promised it, it was going to happen. Lastly, with being honest, you have to be sincere. Mom never sugarcoated anything, ever. So I never picked up on that either. Sometimes this is intimidating and kind of bothers people, but she warned me against that because she had learned throughout her life as well. The second thing that my mom taught me was to be independent. Whenever I was little, she taught me to have initiative, to take care of myself when I could, not to rely on other people if it wasn't necessary. One of the best examples I can think of is when I was little, before I even started elementary school, my brother, sister, and I had already learned how to make our own breakfast so that on Saturday mornings we wouldn't go into our parents' room and wake them up the one day out of the week that they can sleep in. Another thing I could add to that is by 2nd grade I knew how to do my own laundry, how to clean my room and a bathroom, and to make my school lunch. Now, my parents did take care of us, I promise they did, but they really pushed us forward so we could grow up and do things on our own. My mom also encouraged me to pursue my dreams and the things that I really desired. When I was younger, like Sabrina and Christine, I really enjoyed sports, and I wanted to play softball. So when I wanted to play softball, she took me to practice, and when I wanted to learn how to, make my voice better in singing, she used part of her paycheck every month to pay for my voice lessons. When I wanted to talk, she would let me talk and talk and talk and talk, but whenever I wanted to be silent, she left me to myself for as long as I needed. So my mom was very caring and very, persistent in helping me do what I needed to get done. Lastly, my mom really encouraged me and my siblings to get out into the world and to have our own adventures, to be independent and learn things and experience things on our own without, of course, her guiding us from when we were little, just taking those morals and values, but then living life on our own. I knew that I was going to be going to school away from home because staying at home was not an option. That was another thing from the time I was little that Mom was like, "You're going off to college." I'm like, "Okay, that's great." So because of the hard work that my mom, Anita Jane McCurley, put into raising me, I became honest and independent. And I believe that my mom really embodies the quote that Dorothy Canfield Fisher, an American bestseller, social activist, and educational reformer, said when she described her mother as a person not to lean on, but a person who makes leaning unnecessary. Thank you.